I didn't know my uncle well. To the family, he was a distant presence, a polite nod at Christmas, a rare letter once a year. He lived alone in an old Victorian house in the woods of Oregon, tucked far from town. He never married, never had kids, and when he died in his sleep, no one was particularly surprised. I volunteered to handle his estate, mostly out of obligation, partially out of curiosity. Something about that house always intrigued me. It was bigger than I remembered. The trees around it had grown thick and wild, casting long shadows that barely let the sun through. It was the kind of place where you could forget what year it was, maybe even forget who you were. Inside, it smelled like aged paper and cedar. Dust coated everything. Most rooms were untouched, filled with old books, sealed boxes, faded curtains. But his study was different. It was pristine, as if he'd just been there. The air was still. His desk, a heavy claw-footed thing, stood in the center of the room. All the drawers slid open, easily, except for one, the bottom right, locked, no key in sight. For 3 days, I ignored it, but the thought of that one locked drawer kept tugging at me. What was so important that he'd hide it away? Or, what was dangerous enough that he wanted it sealed? I finally found the key tucked in the back of the fireplace, inside a hollowed-out piece of firewood. It was small and iron, cold to the touch. The drawer opened with a heavy click. Inside were photographs, letters, and several leather-bound journals. At first, I smiled. I thought I was about to uncover stories from his youth, maybe old love letters, something human, something tender. But the first photo I saw wasn't from his youth. It was recent, maybe 10 years ago. My uncle stood beside a woman I'd never seen before, his arm around her. 2 children stood in front of them, smiling. He looked happy, relaxed in a way I'd never seen. The next photo was of a small house in a different state, Pennsylvania. According to the envelope, dozens of letters were addressed to Elise, all written in his unmistakable, spidery handwriting. Elise, I miss you. I'm sorry I can't come this weekend. Things are getting more complicated here. They ask too many questions.